Assalamu alaikum. Hello, it's Sania Mughal. Today I am going to talk about administrating usability and practicality of a good test. These things come under the characteristics of a good test. So let's begin. First I am going to talk about the very term administrating a test. Here the word administrating is derived from a word administer, which means to manage, apply or dispense. In testing, the word administrating refers at how the test is going to be conducted. Means the whole process how the whole process of test is going to be happened. This thing is going to be clarified in the video further. First, I want to talk about the definition of addition. She says, test administration is concerned with the physical and psychological settings in which the students take the test. It means test administration is concerned with the physical and psychological environment which we provide to our students during the test. The things we kept under the consideration for test administration are: first, we will see who will be tested, means who will be the examinees, from which class, grade or area they belong to. Then we see where they will be tested, means at which place they will be tested, means whether it is any class, basement, ground or auditorium, etc. Then we will see from which content material subject they will be tested, means from which subject or topics we are going to take the test, whether it is mathematics, science, geography or any other subject or any other area. Then we will see at what time test will be given and taken, means how much time period we are going to our students for the test. Then who will be involved in the invigilation, means who will be the people who will be involved in the process of invigilation, like whether there will be teachers, any outsider or any expert from the board or anyone from the authorities who will do the invigilation. Then we will see how much students will be given help if they face any difficulty. Most of the time students do not understand the question, so how much help we are going to give them to make them assured that what the questions is asking. Now we are going to talk about the importance or significance of test administration. First, test administration is important in a way it ensures that students are facilitated with noise-free and relaxed environment where they can do their test without any distraction or disturbance, as distractions may affect the performance of students. It means to make sure that we give a suitable environment to our candidates where they can perform their test without disturbance. All examinees should be accorded a fair chance through the provision of conducive physical and psychological environment. Means to ensure that everyone gets fair or equal chance, no one gets any extra favor in terms of time or any other help. Candidates involved in the examination should develop positive attitudes adhere to the rules and therefore conduct themselves decently during the examination. Means to help students in developing their positive attitude so that they can perform their test easily without any pressure or difficulty. The teachers' roles must be recognized because they contribute to the success of examination or test administration. Teachers play an important part in any examination, so the process of test administration makes us to realize their role, as we can see in the picture here. Here invigilator himself saying that I myself need an assistance or training so that the process of testing can be done efficiently. Means it is also necessary to train the teachers for the smooth process of testing. To realize a smooth test administration exercise, the period before, during and after the test should be carefully managed. This thing I am going to clarify in ahead. Principles of test administration. All examiners should be given a fair chance to demonstrate the achievement of learning outcomes intended or planned. All students should be given equal chances so that injustice may not occur with anyone, as I discussed before. People are likely to perform better at any endeavor, including test taking, when they approach the experience with a positive attitude. Unfortunately, teachers fail to help students develop positive attitudes toward the test. It is necessary for teachers to develop positive attitudes towards students so that they cannot feel any kind of oppression during the test. It is imperative that test administrators are qualified enough and trusted persons. This is to ensure that tests are properly managed to obtain valid and reliable results. As I also mentioned earlier, that training of invigilator is also necessary for the efficient test administration. Otherwise, we will not be able to get the valid or reliable results. So I am now going to discuss about the test practices. There are three periods: period before test, during test, and after test. First, we will see the period before the test. The things we consider in the period before the test is examinations and parents have been notified regarding the test date and time. All parents and students should be informed about the time and date before the test, so that anyone may not be uninformed by the test schedule, or so that they may absent from the test. Second point is candidates have reminded to bring materials necessary for the test. Material like pen, pencil, calculators, which is usually used in the test. All adequate invigilation has been planned, like who will do invigilation in which block. We must assign the duties before the test so that any kind of confusion may not occur. The rooms where the test is going to be conducted have adequate ventilation and lighting and have been properly arranged. It is necessary for students' comfort and convenience so that they do not face any kind of difficulty. Seats are arranged in such a way that candidates cannot look at each other's work. This is necessary for discouraging the cheating. All the test materials used in assessment process, whether paper, pen, pencil or computer, must be kept secure so that the process of testing run without hindrances or interruptions. Now I will talk about period during the test. Observe precision in given instruction or clarification. Invigilators must must give the clear instruction to students and keep watch them so that they do not do any kind of cheating. Avoid interruptions. These may produce hindrances to the students. Avoid giving hints to students who ask about individual items. Most of the times, students expect teachers to give answer. Invigilators must avoid this thing. Discourage cheating. It is necessary to discourage cheating for getting the just results. Period after the test. Orderliness is needed for a successful testing process until all the test materials are securely in the hand of the test administrators. It is also necessary that after the test one should maintain the order so that the students which are still under the process of testing should not be interrupted or get disturbed. So those students who have completed their test, invigilators should ask them to leave the class to maintain the order. Count through candidates' script to ensure their number corresponds with the names of the examination attendance and register. This is necessary. Most of the time students forget to mark their attendance, so it is a duty of a teacher to ensure that all the students have marked their attendance. All the test materials and documents, both used and unused, should be collected and accounted for. It is a duty for invigilators that they should count all the material which is used in the testing, and they are accounted for those material. Now I am going to talk about the practicality. It is necessary for a test to be practical. Most of the time the people who make tests, they think about reliability and validity, but they forget the main part, which is practicality. Now we are going to talk about it. According to Hania H, practicality is an integral part of the concept of test usefulness and affects many different aspects of examination. It can be defined as the extent to which an examination is practical in terms of resources necessary to produce and administer in its intended context and use. It means that by practicality, we mean that do we have the resources or the things which we need for administration of a test. Most of the time we prepare tests, but we do not think of resources. In most of the tests we need computers or calculators, and in most of the tests we need more time, like from 3 to 4 hours, but we do not have that sufficient time. So we have to make sure that our test should be according to available resources. Otherwise, our test will not be considered as practical. According to Bachman and Palmer, they say a test should be easy to design, easy to administer, easy to mark, and easy to interpret the result. It same as I discussed before, that a practical test should be the one which is easy to format and design and score. If we have taken the test, but if we are unable to mark it, then that test will not be considered as practical one. So scoring the test is also the integral part of the test. According to Brown, a test which means to be practical needs it to be within financial limitation, appropriate time constraint, easy to administer, score, and interpret. Same as I discussed before, that we have to look for our financial limitations, we have to look for our time constraint, and then we have to design our test. And we have also keep in mind that how we are going to score that test. Otherwise, our test will not be the practical one. So now I am going to conclude it. Good testing practices rest in the hands of the examiner, who should ensure that testing exercise runs smoothly. The period before, during the test, and after the test should be effectively managed. Means for running the process of testing smoothly, we need make sure that it should be managed properly. And how will it be managed? Through the period which we discussed before, after, and during the test. After that, the principle of practicality should also be kept under strict consideration to realize a highly efficient testing period. Otherwise, test will not be considered a good one. Means if we have considered every element, but we have left the important element, which is practicality, in that case our test will not be give the desired result or expected result. Our test should be practical. Otherwise we cannot be able to administer it properly or to get the result which we want. The references which I use in the slides are taken from these.